Hi, Cappy. Welcome back to Dream Tarot. Okay, so we're going to be doing a reading on your next chapter in life, what you can expect in this next chapter, what's happening for you, what's unfolding for you, the positive themes that you may be aware of or that you're unaware of. We'll be covering that in this reading. Yeah, also, my appearance, excuse my appearance, I just don't want to wear makeup right now, and I just washed my hair, so it's looking a little crazy. But whatever, okay? So the cards that I have pulled out for you, Cappy, and I also encourage you to watch your other placements. So if you are aware of your birth chart and your signs that are most significant to you, that speak to you the loudest, definitely watch your other placements or your other signs for those placements. But yeah, so the cards came coming out for you in the very beginning. We have the ninth house, and we also have the energy of Scorpio. So you will be adopting that energy of Scorpio or scorpionic energy. You definitely want to watch the Scorpio reading that I dropped on this channel because those messages that came out for Scorpio could definitely be for you, okay? All right, so first and foremost, you have the ninth house of seeking. This is the house of seeking. So you are very explored. You're very, is that a word? You're exploring more in this next chapter that you're walking into. And someone asked me in the comments, they're like, oh, when does this next chapter start? It starts right now. So, right now, moving towards the rest of the year and moving into 2026, the beginning of next year, you are more adventurous. You may have a more spontaneous spirit about you. You're very curious about things that you don't have a lot of knowledge about. So I could see you getting your hands into different things, meeting new people, opening up to new social groups, trying new hobbies or interests, trying changing your likes or dislikes. There's a big self identity evolution happening for you in a very positive way. It doesn't feel like it comes with any endings, maybe a change in habits, but it doesn't feel like forceful, or it doesn't feel like there's a devastating ending. So it feels like a smooth transition that you're changing into a new person, okay? So, with that ninth house energy in your next chapter, which is happening right now and will evolve into next year, you will be doing more foreign travel. So, you could be taking a trip, maybe spontaneously, towards another country, and I feel like it's going to be very fun. Or if you really want to travel in 2026, you are going to have that, and you will be taking a trip in the beginning. So um before April, I do see you taking a trip, okay? You are becoming more adventurous. You could be seeking higher education. Now, higher education could be school, university. It also could be taking a training for certifications to up your experience when it comes to your career path. Higher education can even be as simple as listening to self involvement podcasts. You know, there could be podcasts on YouTube where people are talking about how they became rich or how they found peace in their life or how they met the one. You are listening more into that. You almost have like a talk radio type of energy. I don't know if you guys know about talk radio, but um, I'm kind of close with my grandma, and then her husband or whatever. Her husband would always play talk radio. Even growing up, it's very distinctive in my memory where he would just play the radio, and instead of music coming out would be people talking. And I used to think it was so boring, like that's kind of boring, like why would you listen to that? But I do see the positives out of that, or I do see the benefits out of that. It's like literally it helps pass time, but it also could give you clues about your life that kind of inspire you. So I see you listening to more things like that. You could be listening to talk radio, podcasts. Podcasts are really big right now. There could be a very significant podcast with a significant leader or influencer that you really feel resonates with your life, and you'll be taking little bits from that. Okay. Also, customs. So, customs, the only customs I know about is flying and having to go through customs when you're doing international flights. So obviously international travel or taking a trip out of your country is a big theme for you. But customs also deal with culture and how other people do things based off of their heritage and what was passed down to them. So you may be digging into your roots or your ancestry in some way, or you're just building a very a greater relationship with your ancestors, which is beautiful. Faith as well. So you could be getting more religious. You could be going to church, to the mosque, to wherever else, temples or palaces that are aligned for religion. You could be really getting in sync with your divine creator or God, which is beautiful to me. But also, faith is also about like being optimistic about your future, knowing that the vision that you have in your head is coming true, and having faith in your higher spirits, whether that's your angels, your spirit guides, your ancestors, or even God themselves. Just believing that they have something bigger and better out there for you. So being more optimistic, being more positive, looking at your future and thinking like I'm heading in the right place. So that's nice. Um, Pilgrim energy is part of the ninth house. So pilgrim energy is so funny to me because my mom has been watching like some type of like back in the olden days type of reality show where they take people of modern times and they bring them back to old practices and they have to survive, and she loves that and she always talks about it, and it's funny to me because it's just silly. But I feel like for you, you could be going back to the old way of doing things, so whether that's like within your food or harvesting or herbal energy, magic. But outside of that, even like career, your finances, you're going back into an old way of doing things and you're finding a lot of solace in that, or you're finding a lot of peace and harmony in that. So you could be going back to how you used to do things when you graduated high school, your mindset, your perception, and it's helping you along in this area. You will be on some type of spiritual quest, which is beautiful. So I wish the best for you with that. I think it's going to end very nicely. You'll be very aspirational, so very optimistic about what you can achieve. Um, Also, too, really into like journalism. So, really into politics, really into the news, watching the news like an old person. Um, no shade. Um, Really into gossip of elites. So elites could be celebrities. So you could be really into celebrity gossip, or you could be into the elites in your community. So the people who may have high status or positions in at your workplace, in your community, in your neighborhood, that there will be some very big revelations about these people, whether it's positive or negative, that you will actually find um, I don't know, like you'll find excitement in, or you'll be feeling thrilled about it, or you'll be in the know, okay? Um, Religion, like we talked about already, gurus, you could be seeking out more tarot readings, okay? Check out your girl. Or you'll be seeking out more like, what do you call it? Life coaches, therapy, things like that, and taking more risk, okay? So that's the ninth house. All right, Scorpio energy, which is the most exciting energy because I'm just like, that's interesting. Usually, when it comes to signs in the natural order of signs from Aries to Pisces, you're not going to resonate the best with your with not your sister sign, your sign that comes right before you or after you. So Sagittarius is before you, Aquarius is after you. So maybe even moving into this next chapter, you may butt heads with Sagittarius types or Aquarius types, but your most compatible types in this next chapter could be Scorpio or Pisces. Okay, so I hope rewind the tape, if you need to, and listen to that back. But I always see that there's this thing where there's a natural order of people. So if you're a Capricorn, you usually will not really understand or get along with Sagittarius. Sometimes you may be more compatible with the Scorpio who comes before Sag, or you may be most compatible with the Pisces who comes after Aquarius, which is after you. So there's something like that, especially with the Scorpio energy. Look out for Scorpios or Scorpio placements, okay? Or look out for Pisces or Pisces placements. I feel like that will be your most compatible energy during this chapter. People like Aquarius or Sag may trigger you in some way, so just pay attention to that. But other than that, Scorpio is the energy or the sign of the animal. So it talks about having a deep transformation, which I feel like is going to be a very easy process for you. Having a very intense or exhilarating energy. So this will be a very intense chapter for you. More, you'll feel more immersed than you have for a long time. Okay, you'll feel very passionate. You may be more secretive, holding your deepest parts of yourself to yourself, being more mysterious, that type of energy. Now, also, this talks about being very thorough. So, really, anything that you overlooked in your life, you'll be seeking very deeply and getting to the bottom of it, which is good. You could become more obsessive, or you're attracting very obsessive energy. So, be careful of that. This is also an energy with the Scorpio. Scorpio rules the middle piece. Scorpio rules the middle piece. So, lots of sex and lots of intimacy, and that's all I'm gonna say. Feeling very lusty, feeling very primal, like you want to hunt. So just know that. Also, meeting very deep people who have a lot of depth and talk to you very deeply. Someone could say something to you that unlocks a mystery in your life that you've been holding on since childhood. You're like, I didn't understand my mom. I didn't understand my sister. I didn't understand this person. Someone lays it out for you and makes sense of it. And it took you so many years to do it. So it kind of opens you up to, like, um, how can I say that? It opens you up, Capricorn, because I feel like you are the omniscience of the zodiac, which means that you know it all and you are very much a leader and you're very grounded, most importantly. So sometimes when people give you advice or opinions, it doesn't resonate, or it just is like, I already knew that. But there's someone coming into your life during this season that's going to make a lot of sense of things that you're confused of, and you're going to be very you're going to be very surprised, but you're also going to be very inspired. You're going to be looking at this person like, wow, like, I didn't know you were so deep. Okay, resourceful energy, finding resources, finding money that you didn't know that you had, finding materials that you didn't know that you had, probably getting possession of land or assets, getting possession of assets that you didn't know that were under your name or that were given to you. So getting more resources. And there's an energy of you being more impulsive, so that's something to look out for. It could be good for you, like needing to take a risk, but also could be bad for you as well. So just pay attention to that. All right, so with that being said, let's go ahead and see what's going on. Let's jump into your reading. I feel a little nervous right now based off of how I look, guys. So just give me grace, okay? But let's see. Give me some messages for my Cappies. What can they expect in this next chapter? Okay, so as I was pulling out your first card, I was like, all positive cards. I knew that you were going to have a very positive chapter through and through, from the beginning to the end. And you pulled all positive cards. So your first card is the Sun. And that's kind of why I was having that mindset that you're going to have a very positive season because the Sun is coming out. And that's just the most positive card in the deck. You can't go wrong when the Sun is here, okay? We also have the Chariot, which is another very positive card coming out, and something that you'll really care about, because Chariot does talk about your success in career or business. And when it comes to your money, Capricorn, that's something that you really take, it's very sacred to you, okay? And your last card is super positive as well as the Lovers. All right, so speaking from the Sun talks about so much. So where should we start? First and foremost, it tells you that this chapter or the season that you're emerging in is going to be super positive. So if you had a very weird or mysterious or negative last season, this season that you're walking into right now is super positive. Outside of that, the Sun brings a lot of visibility to you. So if you've been overlooked in love, in your family, in your friend group, in work, career, or business, your business has been overlooked, whatever, you're going to get all the recognition and exposure that you deserve in the season. And I feel like you're prepared for it. The sun also talks about exposure of secrets or things that were very hard to understand. So if you were feeling very confused about a situation that maybe you walked away from, but you felt like you didn't get closure, you are gaining closure in this next season, okay? The sun also talks about being happy or joyous. So you can expect this next chapter to be very positive, where you're not feeling depressed or sad or angry or frustrated or anxious. You have a clear road ahead of you, and I see you embarking on that, okay? So yeah, that's what the sun also talks about being like, you know, high, uplifted a lot. So something that you need to pay attention to if you're a smoker or if you're a drinker, not overindulging yourself into weirdness, like have your fun because you have an adventurous spirit. So you're going to have a lot of fun during the season, but make sure you temper yourself or you do things in moderation, that you're not picking up a bad habit. That's all. Because the sun talks about like someone blowing down or drinking down. And it's a great time, it's fun, but I know that with those habits sometimes comes a bad energy. So just be careful and make sure you're tempering yourself, or you're just doing things in moderation. You're not overdoing it, okay? So that you don't carry on bad or compulsive habits moving into the season. But for the most part, really good, especially social media. If you have not been posting on social media or not speaking on social media, because some social media platforms just require you to speak, you need to make sure that you're putting yourself out there, because you'll see a lot of positive responses and you'll get a lot of viral energy. Okay, so a picture that you post could be going viral, a video that you post could be going viral, something that you're saying, that you're typing up, that's in your head that you're releasing, could be really resonating with a lot of people, and it will make you feel good. So I definitely feel like you need to show yourself, express yourself, speak up, be outspoken during this time. You cannot lose with the sun, okay? All right, let's clarify the sun for Cappy. All right, so you're going back to your roots with the origin here. Now, going back to your roots can be family. So there's something with family, how they're really paying attention to you. They're not overlooking you during this time. They are giving you the special care and attention that you probably wanted a long time ago. So you're definitely very popular in your family energy. Now, also with origin, there's something about like maybe something that you said to someone or that you put out there to someone that they're now just recognizing. So you gave some type of words of wisdom or you gave someone some type of advice. They're going to come back to you in this chapter and say, you were right all along. I remember what you said to me. You were the first person to say that. So you're getting some type of recognition from that. Also, origin social media energy, just to help you guys if you're a content creator watching, or if you're just wanting to up your social status watching. Something that you did in the past, you need to revisit. So, like, say back in like 2017, 2018, you used to post cooking videos, or you used to post get readies with me's or outfit of the days, or you used to post mood of the day. I don't know what you used to do. You used to do something back in the day. It got a lot of traction, but it also was something that you didn't really pay attention to back then. You need to revisit that and innovate it in today's time, because it will be going viral. So that's for those of you who do content creation, or even those of you who want a bigger social platform. You're wanting to up your followers. You're feeling like an influencer. You feel like that's part of your path. Do something, recreate and innovate, recreate something that you used to do in the past that got a lot of traction. Bring back nostalgia for people, okay? I feel like that is something that's going to make you very viral or popular in some way. Now, we do have promise here too. This is just dedication or commitment. So when it comes to you being shown, or you getting recognized, or you being valued, that's something that's going to stick with you and has longevity. That's just what that means, okay? Now, we do have the Chariot here. The Chariot talks about career success, or whatever you do to make your money. If you're hustling to make that money right now, It's going to go crazy. And it also talks about like if you had a recent obstacle in your career or financial pursuit, it's being handled and you're able to move past like it never happened. So if you have a big issue right now, like you couldn't pay a bill, or like maybe you feel like your management is hating on you, jealous of you, envying you, or even in your hustle you feel like people are broke right now, so like how am I going to make money? You're able to overcome that obstacle and still have success in some way. So if you've been having negative thoughts about your finances or your career or your business or your hustle, you need to just make sure you're grounding yourself and just sleep on it, because you're having a positive outcome from that. Now, if you've been through some type of struggles this year of 2025 and it was really hard for you to pivot or to move forward, you're finally successfully moving forward from some type of drama or obstacle, and it's never going to surface again. So, this is really good. Also, when it comes to your car, your transportation, whether you have a car, if you don't have a car, whatever you use to transport, maybe the train, the bus, there was some type of issue with that, and it's being resolved right now where you can get back to your usual schedule. So, and it's being resolved better than you thought. So, you're having a more favorable outcome than what you thought. You probably thought the worst case scenario, and something's very lighthearted or just not as deep as it seemed to be, which is a blessing to you. Okay. So, the universe is actively supporting you towards whatever you need to get shit done. Excuse my language. So, what's the Chariot? All right, we have the devil. So your thought process is worse than your circumstances. And also, Cappy, if you're looking and leaning into hanging out with a certain group of people or a certain environment to try to distract you from your problems, you're better off not even doing that, because your problems are not going to have the outcome that you think. So some of you are thinking that whatever this is that's a big obstacle in your way is going to end badly. So you resort to the devil, which is like hanging out with a bad group of people, being in the wrong environment. You're kind of trying to distract yourself, drinking too much, smoking too much with that sun. But what you're going to see is that something works out even better than you thought. So you don't have to distract yourself with the devil energy. You can just you can stay at home, lay in the bed, go to sleep, watch your favorite show. You don't have to like involve yourself with negative environments or people, because something's actually working out really fast. I also see you like maybe going around to a negative environment where people who are like, I don't want to say less than you, but they don't have the same mindset as you. But it's very short lived. So, like, people could be happy that you're coming back around, but you probably were only coming back around to distract yourself from your drama in your life. And then once you see that something works out in your favor, you kind of ghost. So it's not worth it in the end anyway. It doesn't have longevity, and something's working out for you better than you suspected. And you have great karma, by the way, because you've been really working very hard this year. I've seen that through our readings. Throughout the whole year, you've consistently been working hard, putting in the effort. So you're going to naturally have a positive outcome. All right, Ten of Swords. If you do go back to a bad habit or a bad environment or a bad relationship, it's very short lived. It doesn't stand. It doesn't have longevity, and I feel like it may also help you, because with the Ten of Swords, you're realizing like, okay, obviously I was feeling some type of way about this, why I felt like I needed to go back. And after you do it, you're feeling like this is not me. I'm done for good. So even if you participate in some type of lowly environment or habit or connection, is short lived. It may only last like probably for like a weekend or a week. And then after that, you're really putting the nail in the coffin. You're like, you know what? I'm done with that. I have to keep moving forward towards my life. You're also seeing something about how a habit or environment or a connection does not align with your future. So you're moving past that. And I love this being your last card, the Lovers. So with the Lovers energy, Cappy, this just talks about you making the best decisions for your highest good. You are really thinking about your future. You're thinking about your impact, and you're like, okay, I need to make the best decisions that don't hold me back or set me back, okay? Now, you also could be coming into alignment, because the Lovers talks about soulmate energy. So you're coming into a family member, a friend, or a lover that has the best intentions towards you. Um, let's see how that's happening. Okay, let's see. Let me use this deck. Think about the Lovers for my Cappies. There's someone here that you're meeting during the season that has really good intentions and could be a soulmate and has longevity with you. So let's see what's going on with that. All right, so there's definitely longevity because we have the real estate card, which is longevity. You invest in things that you think are going to last or think that have a good outcome or profit, okay? So there's someone here who wants to invest in you. This person is super generous with their time, their intentions, with their money, with their feelings. They're just piling it on you. You're not going to know what to do with that. You're not used to this, possibly, but you may feel a little weird. But I don't see you self sabotaging. I just see you being like, okay, this is new. This is different. I don't know. Things are working in your favor with this new person coming towards you. Could be like a lifelong friend that you're meeting, or a lifelong lover that you're meeting, or someone who has your best interests at heart. And they're super, super generous and they mean well. So let's see how you feel about that, Cappy. And I do wish this for you because I feel like you deserve good energy around you. So let's see. Tell me about my Cappies. Who is this person, first and foremost? How will they know who this person is? And also, to reiterate, Lovers is you making the best decisions for yourself. So you're making good decisions that help you towards your future. But tell me about this person coming towards Cappy. Okay. What else? Okay, we have the Moon and we have the Two of Swords. This person could remind you of a Libra or a Pisces. They could remind you as a Libra because this person has great charm. They're very charming. They may even be the first one to say something to you. So they have great charm, or maybe you're saying something to them, but they take over the whole conversation. Like maybe you're flirting with them, or you're complimenting them on their outfit, or you're saying something to them. You're starting the conversation, but this person takes it over with their charm. They know how to delight you. They know what speaks to your soul. It feels different from your day-to-day connections, okay? And so that's the Two of Swords. But you also, in a negative, you may realize that this person is very indecisive. They don't know what they want. So that's something that could pose to you as a red flag. This person's also the Moon. They have Piscean energy. So they're very mystical, magical, very spiritual. They could hide their feelings. They could be very closed off when it comes to their feelings, but they love deeply. So this person could be so entangled in your energy, but they won't let you know, okay? And this person may also feel confused in life because the Moon and the Two of Swords is the energy of confusion. So there's confusion here. Now, I will put this out there, especially with the Lovers, gender or like sex, right? Not like sex, but like sex like gender. Someone could be confused about their sexuality, okay? I'm just going to put that out there, especially with the Moon and the Two of Swords and the Lovers. It gives like someone who's pursuing you, but they're not used to pursuing someone of your kind or your gender. You understand what I'm saying? Now, outside of that, this could be someone who's confused about what steps to take moving forward, or who they're supposed to be with moving forward, or their friend group or their family dynamic. It doesn't matter. But someone here is very confused in their life and they feel like they're lacking clarity. But something that will stick out to you about this person is how generous and how compassionate they are. They give nurturing energy. Like they will compliment you without expecting anything back, or they will be very generous in their finances or dates or hanging out, or they always have a gift for you every time you guys see each other. So that type of energy. But I feel like this person is confused or could be going through a tough time. They could be frustrated with life, or they could be really sad, but they hide it very well with that Moon, okay? So this is your next chapter, Cappy. And let me know what you guys think about this. Like the video, it helps me out a lot, so thank you for that. Ignore this in a corner. I forgot to take this off, so just ignore that. Just ignore that, okay? Yeah, make sure you subscribe, hit the notification bell, and I hope that you guys have the best holiday or the best week. Until next time. All right, bye.